Alright, what's up everybody? It is Carl's Collects Comics and I am back with another Friday feature. This week I'm going to be sharing my top 10 picks for modern age Batgirl comics that you should be buying right now. So stay tuned. So we have our next Batgirl. Looks like Leslie Grace is going to make a fantastic Barbara Gordon. During the DC Fandom event this past weekend, we got to see her and some of the creative team discuss a little bit about the character. They didn't really give away much, but it did serve to let us know, hey, they are working on it, they are excited about it. It's going to have some cool action, it's going to have some great character pieces, and I for one can't wait to see what they come up with. Maybe a little bit different, but you know what? That's okay, and it can be just as much fun. So, as a big Batgirl and Barbara Gordon fan, I am looking forward to it. Now, here's the thing about this list, though. I want to preface it by saying that while it is modern age Batgirl comics that I'm going to be showcasing, they're not all Barbara Gordon books that we're going to look at. There are a couple of other characters that took on the identity of Batgirl that we're going to look at, and I can't wait to share this list with you. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, number 10 on our list is Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, number 120. This is the first Cassandra Cain as Batgirl. While she was not the first or most popular Batgirl, Cassandra Cain did bring a unique new spin on the character, and she created her own niche in the Bat family. And even if she wasn't the first or the most popular or even the longest tenured Batgirl, she was certainly the deadliest, having been trained by assassins and having a backstory with deep martial arts roots. So this is a neat this is a neat issue to pick up and have as part of your overall modern Batgirl collection. Number 9 on my list is Batgirl Number 1 from which is volume 3. This is the first Stephanie Brown as Batgirl. In addition to this being her first issue and this short run having some amazing Art Germ covers, it showcased Stephanie Brown, who had been a staple character of the Batman family for a while. And while her first appearance would usually be a top pick, and she does have multiple keys of her own, for this video, we're just focusing on the modern keys that are centered around the identity of Batgirl. And this was Stephanie Brown's turn taking on that character. She was always one of my favorites, especially back to her debut and run in the Tim Drake centered Robin series that ran for so many issues back in the 90s. Number 8 on my list is Batman Beyond Unlimited number 18. This is the first appearance of Batgirl Beyond. Now, she's just another of the variations that wouldn't be a bad idea to own, especially given the heavy interest in Batman Beyond. Why is there heavy interest, you ask? Well, because we just saw revealed we've seen little bits and pieces of Michael Keaton reprising the role of Bruce Wayne, now aged, for the upcoming Flash movie. And many have speculated that DC may decide to try a Batman Beyond live action film with him reprising the role. I don't think there's a single comic book or Batman fan out there that wouldn't like to see him taking on that story material in that type of a dystopian future. So the idea that Batgirl Beyond might be a part of that, or might be even a slim possibility, makes this key well worth owning and adding to your collection. Number 7 on my list is Batman The Killing Joke, and I'm showcasing the first print here. So this is probably one of the most iconic storylines in Batman history, and it's the one that's most closely associated with Batgirl. But my biggest problem with it is that Barbara Gordon is more of a plot device than she is a fully fleshed out character in this story. Yeah, I'm including it on the list because of its status, but it's definitely lower than one might expect given its importance. I just thought that for something that's so iconic that has done so much to define her, She really is just like what happens to her is the inciting incident that sets the rest of the story up and goes. And so I wanted to put it on the list because I knew it needed to be on this list, and people, that needs to be a part of any Batgirl or Batman collection, but I just didn't place as much importance on it as I did some of the other books that we're going to get to. Number 6 on my list is Batgirl Special Number 1. This is the story of the Barbara Gordon Batgirl tracking down a serial killer and a villain from her past, and it's a pretty decent tale. It allows Barbara Gordon to step into her future as a strong female character, and it usually goes for around $15 to $20. It's been a pretty steady valued comic for a while now. I think up until about 2 years ago, it was going for, you could get it for between $2 and $5. Now it's up there, like I said, between $15 and $20, sometimes as high as $30. If you want a slabbed copy, of course, that's going to run much, much more. It is just a one-shot, and it does have a couple of original characters in it. I don't know if I could ever see it being adapted in a feature film format, but if there ended up being a Batgirl series of some sort, I could see it possibly doing that. One more note: Mike Mignola of Hellboy fame did work on that. Did work on this one, and he provides a stunning cover. It's an iconic image of Barbara Gordon jumping through a glass window, and this is just a great classic Barbara Gordon Batgirl story and issue to own. Number 5 on my list is Batgirl Number Zero from the New 52 run. So this is a retelling of the Batgirl origin, and this modern take on it is well worth picking up. These issue zeros, we saw the Shazam film heavily pull from that issue zero, and so I really think that this is a good one to have if they're rebooting the character. They're going to be putting more resources behind the character and showcasing the Barbara Gordon Batgirl and starting that side of the mythology. And we've even been told that Batman is going to appear in this one. So I think this would be a good one to include in any list and any collection. If you're looking to pick up some Batgirl books for the upcoming film, this is definitely one that you should be picking up. They're fairly inexpensive. I don't think you're going to pay more than $20 for a copy, and that even is probably a bit more than most copies you'll find. It's a good one to pick up. That's definitely one to pick up, and it goes along with my number 1 pick, but I'll get to that in just a second. Number 4 on my list is Batgirl Year One, Number 1. Now, I only included the first issue of this limited series, even though there's a total of 9. I highly recommend picking up the entire, like if you're a Batgirl fan, or if you're specking on Batgirl for the upcoming film and for any explorations of the character, this is a great run to have because it's iconic, it's got great art, solid storytelling, excellent characterization, and just a fantastic Year One type story that really, I think more than Robin Year One or Nightwing Year One or any of the others, more than any of those, this one evokes the original Batman Year One the most. And I, for one, just really enjoyed it. Now, I'm showcasing number 1, but like I said, there are 9 issues, and I do recommend getting all of them. Even if you decide you don't want to find all 9 issues of this limited series, you can still get the trade paperbacks readily available, and I highly recommend it. It's just a really good read, and if you're a Batgirl fan, especially the Barbara Gordon incarnation, this kind of historic look is just really well done. Number 3 on my list is Birds of Prey Number 8. This is the classic Batgirl and Nightwing go out on a date issue. It's a great single issue story, and it also had a low print run to boot. It's got excellent storytelling by Chuck Dixon and with artwork by Greg Land. And it's just one of those issues that is really, really exemplary storytelling, and it utilizes the medium of comics perfectly in telling this story. It really does a good job of capturing the essence of the relationship between these two characters, and so when they have that first kiss, it feels very earned, even just within the context of this single issue. I thought a really nice touch was that at the time that this, in the history of the character, at the time that this issue happens, she's still functioning as Oracle. She does not have the use of her legs. She is using a wheelchair, but he takes her out for a night under the big top for them to do gymnastics up on trapeze riggings, the way they used to when they were younger and they were both superheroes. So that's a neat story touch. There's just a lot of neat elements in that story that really make it well worth picking up, especially if you're either a Nightwing fan or a Barbara Gordon fan, or Batgirl fan. Number 2 on my list is Batgirl Adventures number 1. So this is an animated series spin-off comic. It's a little bit scarce, definitely high demand. It's a must-have for any Barbara Gordon or Batgirl fan. Now, I was always a fan of the animated series universe and all the spin-offs and how they treated the characters. And the Barbara Gordon character, that Batgirl character, was definitely well portrayed within the animated, the animated series universe. That Batman, the animated series, Justice League Unlimited, Superman, and then Batman Beyond. All those just did really well with the characters. So this one has that iconic Bruce Timm cover, and well worth adding to the collection. And I think a lot of times some of these would get overlooked, but now not as much. A lot of people are paying attention to them, especially since the first appearance of Harley Quinn was in one of the animated series spin-off comics. But yeah, this one is an excellent book to own, and I highly recommend it because I think all of her key books are, especially if they handle the film well, if they handle the character well, and the film does well. These are going to be great books to own, and people, she's always been popular, but I think it's just going to boost her to a whole new level. So finally, number 1 on my list is Batgirl number 1 from Volume 4. So this is, why did I choose this for the top spot? Well, because it's a combination of things. And I felt like this book, some of the books associated with Barbara Gordon are heavily dependent on her relationship with a male character, whether it's the Joker or the Dick Grayson Nightwing or even Batman. But for me, I felt that the top pick should be a book that put the best qualities of the character on display. This issue and the ensuing run featured gorgeous covers by Adam Hughes, the interior art by Ardian Syaf, and then above all, the scripts by Gail Simone were fantastic. She did a really good job of bringing Barbara Gordon back into the Batgirl role, because she had been Oracle for so many, for at least a decade and a half or 2 decades prior to this. So this was her first time stepping back into being the active Batgirl. And they do reference her history and using the wheelchair and being paralyzed, but this definitely, it's a great jumping on point. And it was an excellent way to kind of kickstart the character and put her back into the costume. And I just thought it was really well done and well worth having. Because volumes 4 and volume 5, which is volume 5 was the most recent run, both of those were really well handled and great storytelling. So I think you can't go wrong with putting together runs of either of those if that happens to be your type of thing. Now this issue 1, this also had a second printing and a third printing. The second printing has a red background instead of the turquoise that's in the first printing. Same artwork, same Batgirl, it's just a different background color. And then the third printing, again, has the same foreground character and color scheme, but in this one the background is gray. Not much variation between the three, but you know, if you're a completist, you're probably going to want to pick up all 3 of them and have all of them. And you know, they can all be readily found for a decent price. You know, I think you're probably not going to pay more than $30 or $40 for a high grade raw copy of this, regardless of printing, because you can still find deals on them. So if you are a Batgirl fan, or if you're looking forward to the new movie, I highly recommend picking these up. So those are my picks for the top 10 modern age Batgirl comics that you should be buying right now. I hope that this list was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it, and I hope that it's going to help you on either building your collection or you're speculating or investing that you may be doing. As always, make sure to like the video. Leave a comment below. Were there any issues that I left out? Anything that you think I should have put on the list? I have loved hearing feedback and seeing some of your picks for your top 10 lists. So don't be afraid or shy to leave those in the comments on this video. Above all, please consider subscribing. The channel is growing at a really decent clip now. We're really getting going. We broke 300 subscribers now, just a couple weeks after we broke 200, and we're just continuing to grow. And as I continue to add content, I also want you to know that I'm going to continue to do giveaways. I've got some of the first giveaways ready. I think I'm going to do the reveal for those possibly on a Wednesday night. It's not going to be during the regular Monday hauls or Friday features time slots, but that is coming up. I promise you the giveaways are going to be cool, and everybody will have a chance to win some of these, and they will get shipped straight to you. And I'll be sharing more. I promise. I'm putting it together to be able to share all that with you in a separate video that's going to give you all the instructions you need to do it. Whew. So all that to say, thank you so much for being a part of this community. Thank you so much for your support and for being able to and for the honor of being able to connect with you. And like I said before, hope this list was of a big help. Can't wait to hear back from you. And I'm looking forward to sharing the next video soon with you. I'll be seeing you. And this is Carlos Collects Comics signing off for the night. Take care.